Hello everybody, welcome to our biology session. I'm Iman Fauzi, your biology teacher. Our session for today will be about the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton consists of pectoral girdle and upper limbs. First, we will talk about the pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle consists of two identical halves. So if you look here, you will find that we have here one half. This half consists of clavicle bone and also scapula bone, okay? The clavicle bone is a ventral thin bone, okay? You can see it from the frontal view. And the scapula bone is a dorsal bone. You can see it from the back, okay? Okay, clavicle bone is attached anteriorly to the water to the sternum, okay? So if you look here, you will see that the clavicle bone will attach to the sternum as you see here. Here we have the clavicle and here we will have the sternum, okay? Okay, and also the clavicle bone is attached from laterally to the what? To the scapula. So if you look here, all this will be the scapula, okay? The scapula here, okay, is attached to what is attached to the clavicle, okay? Okay. After that, the second bone that will be scapula, it's what? It's a dorsal bone, okay? And also it's a triangular in its shape, okay? Okay, it's the inner part. What is the inner part? This part is the inner part, okay? And this part is the outer part. The inner part is toward the what? The vertebral column. The outer part is toward the what? The limbs, okay? Okay, so here we will find that the inner part is broad. So as you look here, we will find that the inner part is broad. And the outer part here is what is pointed as you look here, okay? And also, we will have here a process where the clavicle bone is attached to, okay? Okay. Also, if you look here, you will find that we have what? We have a cavity. This cavity is called the glenoid cavity. So if you look here from the what? From the outer part, you will find that we will have here a cavity. This cavity is called what? Glenoid cavity, where the end of the where the head of the humerus is attached firmly to it, okay? Forming what? Forming a shoulder joint. And you have to know that the shoulder joint is a freely movable joint, okay? And also it contains a synovial fluid that we will talk about it in the end of this part, okay? Okay. So if I ask you about the total number of the pectoral girdle bone, you know that we have two identical halves. We have two clavicle and two scapula. So the total number of the pectoral girdle bone is 4 bones, okay? Okay. Also, if I ask you about the number of bones forming the shoulder joint, if you look here, you will find that the shoulder joint is consists of what? Consists of the scapula and the head of the humerus. So here we will have 2 bones. Okay. After that, we will talk about the upper limbs. Okay. We have also 2 upper limbs. Each upper limb consists of what we will have here upper arm, and we will have here forearm, and finally we will have hand bones. Okay. If you look here, you will find that the upper arm is supported by only one bone that is called the humerus. So we will have here in the upper arm one bone that's called what? That's called the humerus. The humerus has a head and also has an end. If you look here, you will find that the head of the humerus fit into the what? The glenoid cavity, forming what? Forming the shoulder joint that is freely movable joint, okay? And also if you look here at its end, you will find that it will have what? It will have inner projections, okay? Okay. After that, we will talk about the forearm. The forearm it consists of 2 bones that's called radius and ulna. If you look here, you will find that we will have the radius and ulna. The radius is what? The radius is a smaller size, okay? But if you look here, you will find that it's a larger size, okay? But from other position, you will see that the radius is a smaller size than the ulna, okay? Okay, and also it can rotate in a semicircular motion around the fixed ulna. How? If you want to rotate your thumb as you look here, you will find that the radius will rotate by what? By a semicircular with angle 180 degree. Okay? Okay. Also, you will find that we will have ulna. The ulna is what? The inner bone. You can find that it's attached firmly to what? To the humerus. It will form a joint. This joint is called elbow joint. Okay, so we will have here elbow joint where what? Where the end of the humerus fit into what? Fit into the inner projection or the depression that is present inside the what? Inside the ulna. Okay. Okay, so if I ask you about the number of the total bones that will be found in the elbow joint, the elbow joint here consists of the inner projection of the humerus that will fit to the what? To the depression that is present inside the ulna. So here we will have two bones, okay? But this is not the true answer. Why? Because we know that the radius is moved in what? In a semicircular motion around the fixed ulna. So it also control the motion of this part, okay? So here we will have three bones that will form what? That will form the elbow joint. Also, you have to know that the elbow joint is a limited movable joint, okay? So here you will find that we have one question. The bone that is held in formation of two joints, okay? One of them is a freely movable joint and the other is what? Is a limited movable joint. What is the answer? The answer here will be the humerus, because the humerus at its head will be fit to the what? To the glenoid cavity, and at its end it will fit to the what? To the ulna, forming what? Forming the elbow joint. So it will start with a freely movable joint and ends with what? A limited movable joint. Okay. After that, we will talk about the hand bones. If you look here, you will find that the radius is attached firmly to the what? To the wrist, but the ulna is not attached to it, okay? But what will happen if the radius is attached to the humerus and also attached to the wrist? You can't move your forearm, okay? Because here we will have to find that we don't have here any articulation, okay? They are attached firmly to it, okay? So if I ask you about the ulna from the upper part, it will be fit to the what? To the projection of the humerus, okay? And if I ask you about the radius, it will fit to the what? To the wrist bones, okay? Okay. If I ask you about the total number of bones that will be present in the wrist, if you look here, you will find that the wrist consists of 8 bones. So here in this part, we will have 8 bones, okay? After that, you will find that we will have hand palm. The hand palm consists of 5 bones as you look here. After that, we will have the hand digits. They are 5 fingers, where each one of them will consist of 3 what? 3 bones. That's called the phalanges, okay? We will have 1 2 3, 1 2 3, also here 3, and here 3, except what? Except the thumbs that will consist of 2 phalanges only, okay? So here, the total number of bones that will present here will be 27. 8 plus 5 plus 14, that will be 27. But if I ask you about the total number of bones that will present in the one upper limb, we will have one bone that will be present in the upper arm, 2 bone that will be present in what? In the forearm, and 27 bone that will form the hand bones, okay? So the total number here in one upper limb is what? Is 30 bones, okay? Okay, so if you look here, the total number of one upper limb's bones will be 30 bones, okay? Okay, also, we know that the radius rotate what? Rotate in a semicircular movement with an angle 180 around what? Around the fixed ulna. As you look here, you will find that if you wanted to rotate your thumb was 180 degree, you will find that the radius will move from this position to this position while the ulna is still what in its position. So we will have in an anatomical position. What do we mean by anatomical position? You will find that the thumb will be present for what? For outward of the body. Okay, the radius bone is present outward at the same line of the thumb, okay, as we clarified it. The radius bone rotates in a semicircular motion around the fixed ulna, and the radius appear intersected with the ulna bone in the form of X shape. As you look here, you will have here X shape. And also you will find that the number of bones that form the elbow joint will be what? Will be 3 bones, humerus, radius, and finally we will find that we will have ulna, okay? After that, if you look here, you will find some questions. In the opposite figure, which of the following choices is applied to the part X? If you look here, you will find that we will have frontal or dorsal view, we will have a frontal view. So the true answer here will be A or C. Frontal view of the right side of the pectoral girdle or the left side of the pectoral girdle. If you look here, you will find that you will see the clavicle at the wall. So we will have here a frontal view of the right side of the pectoral girdle, okay? Okay, after that, we will have here one question. What is the bone that is represented by structure X in the opposite this section? Okay. If you look here, you will find that it's radius or it's ulna. Okay. If you look here, you will find that the thumb is attached to what is attached to the radius. So here we will find that X will be the ulna because the ulna is not attached to the wrist. Okay. So here we will have Allah, okay? So the answer here will be A or B. But is it your right arm or your left arm, okay? You have to concentrate well. And also, we say that we will have anatomical, what anatomical position? So here we will have the right arm or the left arm. Here we will have the right arm. So the true answer here will be Allah, the right arm. After that, in the opposite figure where the arrow illustrates the hand palm movement with 180, which of the following bones does this movement depend on? Okay, if you look here, you will find that the radius is the most important bone that will help in what? In the movement of the wrist. So the radius bone, okay, will help in the movement of what? Of the wrist, okay. After that, we will talk about the pelvic girdle and the lower limbs, okay? Okay, the pelvic girdle is what is consists of two identical halves, but if you look at them, you will find that each half is attached to each other. So you will have here two fused bones, okay? Okay, so if you want to find the articulation that will be present between the two halves of the pelvic girdle, you will find that the pelvic girdle is attached to each other by what? By here the sacral vertebrae, okay? And also the coccygeal vertebrae will be present in the pelvis, but they are not help here in the attachment. The attachment here will be present, okay, by what? By the sacral vertebrae. Also, you will find that they will attach from the anterior part by what? By an cartilaginous part that is called the pubic symphysis, okay? Okay. Also, if you wanted to find the structure of the what of the pelvic girdle, you will find that it will consist of three bones that will attach to each other in each what? In each part. So here you will find that we will have a dorsal ilium, okay? Why it's a dorsal? Because it's attached to the sacral vertebrae, okay? So it's from the back. And also, if you look here, you will find that we will have two bones that will be present from the ventral part. But if you look here, you will find that we will have what? We will have the pubis, okay? The pubis here will attach from the ventral, but it will be anteriorly, okay? And also, if you look here, you will find the ischium. The ischium is attached to okay, the ventral part, but it's posteriorly, okay? So here we will have a dorsal ilium that is attached anteriorly and ventrally to the what? To the pubis, and posteriorly and ventrally to the what? To the ischium, okay? Okay. Also, if you look here, you will find that we will have here a deep depression. This, this deep depression is called what is called acetabulum. The acetabulum here, you will find that the head of the thigh or the femur bone will fit to it, forming what? Forming a hip joint, okay? The hip joint looks like what? The shoulder joint. So both of them will be freely movable joints, okay? And also they contain a synovial joint, okay? Okay, so if I ask you about the total number of the pelvic bones, you will say that we will have what? We will have 4 bones. You will have 2 pelvic bones. Also, you will have 1 sacral bone and 1 coccygeal bone, okay? Because the sacral vertebrae are fused together, forming a 1 bone, and the coccygeal vertebrae are also fused together, forming one bone. Also here, you have to know the difference between the pelvis in male and pelvis in female. You will find that the pelvis in female is less strong, okay? And also the wider cavity here, or the cavity here will be wider than the cavity in the what? In the male, okay? Why? To suit the function of the pregnancy and the delivery process, okay? So here the difference between the pelvis in female and the pelvis in male. After that, we will talk about the lower limbs, okay? If you look here, you will find that the lower limbs consists of 3 regions also at the upper limbs. We will have here the femur, or that's called the thigh bone, okay? It will have here a head. This head will fit the what? The cavities that will present in the what? In the pelvic bones, that's called the acetabulum, okay? Also, if you look here, you will find that the femur in the spine to process it, that will articulate it with the what? With the shank bones. If you look here, you will find that the shank bone consists of what? Consists of 2 bones that will be what? Tibia and fibula, okay? Also, you will find that we will have here a patella. This patella is a small rounded bone that is present in front of the knee joint. So here we will have a joint. This joint consists of what? It will consist of 3 bones, okay, as the elbow joint. We will have the elbow joint consists of the humerus, radius, and ulna. But here we will have a femur, tibia, and what? And the patella. The patella also make this joint is a freely movable joints or limited movable joint. It's a limited movable joints. Okay, you can bend your shank bones to what? To the back, but you can't bend them to the femur, okay, or toward the femur, okay? So here we will have the shank bones of inner tibia, okay, and also outer fibula. After that, we will talk about the foot bones. Here we will have the ankle that looks like the wrist, but the wrist is consists of what? Consists of 8 bones, but here the ankle consists of 7 bones that are irregular in shape and called tarsals, where the largest one is called what? Is called the heel. So here we will have the heel. After that, we will have the foot. The foot is consists of 5 bones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Each one of them is called what? Is called the metatarsals, which are long, thin, and each one of them is ended with the toe. After that, we will have the foot toes. 5 toes are present here, but each one of them is consists of what? Is consists of phalanges. Each one is consists of 3 phalanges, except what? The big toe. The big toe consists of 2 phalanges only. So if I ask you about the total number of the foot bones, they will be 7 plus 5 plus 14. That will equal 26 bones, okay? But if I ask you about the total number of the lower limbs, you will have here 1 femur, also 2 shank, 1 patella, and 26 foot bones. So the total number here will be 30 bones, okay? But if I ask you about the total number of the upper limbs, they will be what? They will be 30. Upper limbs and pectoral girdle, they will be 34, okay? Here, the lower limbs and pelvic girdle, they will be 32, okay? Okay. So here, if I ask you some question, to which of the following bones, the part X in the opposite bone is connected? If you look here, you will find that we will have a big head. This big head refer to what? Refer to the thigh bone, okay, or the femur. So X will be articulated to the what? To the ulna, no, radius, no, tibia or fibula. If you look here, you will find that the femur will attach to what? Will attach to the tibia. So here the true answer will be number C. Question number 2, how many bones that are formed the opposite figure? You will have here 2 bones in the pelvic girdle, 1 sacral bone and 1 coccygeal bone. So the total number here will be 4. After that, which of the following represent the difference between the 2 opposite figures? You will see that we will have here the foot and here the hand. The total number of bones here will be 26, but the total number of bones here will be 27. The type of skeleton, both of them will be the appendicular skeleton. The number of bones, yes, this is the difference between them. The number of fingers, both of them will have 5 fingers. The number of phalanges, both of them will have, okay, what? 13 phalanges, okay? So the true answer here will be number B. And now we have finished our session for today. Thanks a lot for your listening, and we will complete in the next session, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum.